Okay, those are your questions.
Okay. And I do have several questions. And I will acknowledge that David and I, 2 years ago, had a conversation about his interest in, as he was thinking about whether to run 2 years ago or not. I wonder if you could share with everyone why now rather than then. That's question number one.
Sure.
Question number two is, how do you think someone from Monroe County will fare in this district given the demographic and makeup and of the district? 3, what's your position on choice? 4, what's your position on gay rights?
Excellent question.
Wow. All right.
That's a good start.
Which order would you like those?
It doesn't matter.
Answer. Well, first, that's actually true. About a couple years ago, Sam and I got together, and at that time I was trying to make up my mind what the right thing was to do, and as I was considering all the options and what I was thinking about, I talked to a lot of different people to get points of view and get some advice, and we sat down actually at Starbucks with what you thought was just going to be one cup of coffee, and I managed to tap your brain for probably way too long a period of time. But the reason why I did not choose to run in 2006 for that cycle was because as I was getting ready to announce, my company had literally just started going through one of the worst periods, one might say the perfect storm of a business life, where we had some issues that we had to investigate when we found some people stealing from us in Brazil and in Korea, which then led to a relook at our financial statements, which was concluded. And then at the same time, one of our most significant products, which is our lens cleaning solution for contact lenses, was recalled. And we had a lot of faith in that within the company. So those issues were starting to happen, and they intersected at one time. And my boss, who is Ron Zarella, who's the company's CEO, came to me and he said, right now, if you have any way of staying with the company, I would really appreciate that you do that. And what I told him was that you had brought me out to this community, which I'm very grateful for. And as a personal thing, I grew up in a very small town. And one of the things that you learn up when you grow up in a small town is that you never ever cut your own friends and the people who you were with all the time. And I just couldn't do it. So literally within a day of making the announcement that I was throwing my hat into the ring, which I always thought was not expression for political life, but an hour or so, a day before, I made the decision not to run and took a pass on that. It pained me to be able to do it because I thought 2006 was a great opportunity to run. The second thing which you had asked about was Monroe County.
And I will say that what you just described is what you explained to me 2 years ago as well.
And as you get to know me, I'm not good at political talk. It actually makes me a little nervous now to talk to you without a PowerPoint presentation back, which is what business guys do. So if I refer to the slide or something like that, it's force of habit, okay, not insanity. And this is just the way I feel about things. Why do I think this is the right time, and why do I think that somebody from Monroe County can make a difference and can win this election? This is the right time because I think we're on the real edge of this real sweeping change. I think Americans are fed up with Congress right now. They're fed up with not getting the results. They're fed up with the Republican administration, and the Republican Party is in complete disarray. And so this is going to be this election cycle in 2008 is going to be a big Democratic year. And with all of us working together to secure that, it's going to be a tidal wave that I think is going to be even bigger than 2006. So if this is the best opportunity we've got, we better jump on it now and be able to seize that opportunity. So for me personally, it's a good intersection for my life. My son had just graduated from high school, and as I look at all the reasons which I told you about wanting to run, I look at him and he just turned 18. It just makes me scared to death about what could possibly happen in his life. Would he be called to serve? What would happen to him? And my daughter's right behind him. So for me, it's a matter of time and real personal motivation to want to do this. Monroe County, this is a matter of the electoral math, I guess, as things work. As you look at our very odd 29th Congressional District, which is absolutely convincing to me that whoever designs these districts in Albany is not at all a student of geometry. Because you take a look at this thing, and it is the most unusual shape, extending from the far north all the way down to the southern tier. But as you look at the population centers within the 29th Congressional District, you've got the strongest number of votes that are coming from Monroe County, followed by Ontario County, and then sweeps on down to the southern tier. And that starts off with the Democratic base, which has got a much stronger representation here in Monroe County. Now, the Republicans from about 10 years ago are a little disappointed in that there are too many of us here in Monroe. They never counted on that. So when they were engineering the district, what they were expecting was that things are going to change, and this is going to be a solidly Republican district forever. And so it's going to be safe not only for AMO, but for everybody else down the road. Well, they didn't count on the winds of change. And first Monroe has decidedly shifted, and I believe it's continuing to shift in Ontario County and so forth. So I think that coming from Monroe County is a big advantage, because we can really rally the base here and rally a lot of votes that are going to be able to come to bear as we look at the total election turnout. But we need to all do that and get people out. We cannot have a situation where people take it for granted and stay home. I think the Republicans, they're going to stay home in this race because they're in complete disarray. So that's why I think it's important in being from Monroe County. Whatever county you're from, you have to realize that this is a very special district with very diverse needs. And you have to be the voice of people not only in Monroe County, but also throughout August County and Allegheny County and so forth along the southern tier. And while we've got some commonality of interest throughout the district, there are some things that are very important to this area which are different from the southern tier and so forth. But you have to be the voice for everybody.